Wayne, welcome to the Vibrant Couple. I understand that at the ripe age of 77, you just got married for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time, and what a ride it's been. And we just got married like 2.5 weeks ago in Copenhagen, and we're back after this incredible wedding and honeymoon, and now we're settling and just I love the word vibrant. It feels really vibrant and deep, and it's deepened our connection with each other, the marriage and the wedding.
Wonderful. Is it the first time also for Adelheid?
No, this is her third time. So she was a little more reluctant to get married at first. When I first week we were together, I said, I think we'll probably get married within a year, and she went, nah. It happened. Well, it was short. It was a little more than a year, but it happened,
Mhm,
and to
mhm.
our surprise,
So my hunch is that it is your determination, your love for her, the demonstration of your love for her that somehow softened her over time.
I realized that on my side, I had to be go slow, be really patient, just really feel her. It was about really feeling where she do it at the best of my ability to really feel where she was and feel her fear and feel her joy and feel all those conflicting feelings she was having and really be there with her so she felt safe and of course I had to feel safe too. So it was taking care of both of us and she's a therapist, I'm a therapist, so we have this ability to really listen to each other. Sometimes not,
Mhm.
but when it gets a little rough, we really seem to be able to really work things out, and that's really important.
You could be listening to her without presence, but it seems that what you've been doing is very intentionally listening to her with presence.
Yes, and and really feeling her of what when she feels like I'm really with her, really, because sometimes I feel present and she doesn't really feel like I'm present with her.
Mhm.
So it's learning to really synchronize our energies so
Mhm.
that we're sort of synchronized with each other. And when that
Yeah.
happens, I'm touched, she's touched, and the love flows. And yeah, and it becomes vibrant. I mean, there's so many aspects. It's such a full spectrum relationship, but when we can really be vulnerable with each other. When and just the other night, she really leveled with me about her fear and her pain and what goes on with her, and I just relaxed and I was so touched, and it just really deepened deepened the relationship, and then I can be vulnerable with her and still maintain this feeling like being vulnerable is part of being a man. It's part of my manhood. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
that I have to give up my power or my presence as a man.
Would you have been able to be present like you are now a few years before, a few decades before, or is something that is much more available to you?
I'd say a few years ago, yes, I had those abilities to really be present, but it was like the universe what just wasn't tuned in. It was like things just sort of had to come together and flow, and it was just a combination of things. But it was more just being part of this spiritual community and really opening up to the people and feeling like I really belong to this sangha. And Adelheid was part of the sangha, and we met in the sangha, and so it was sort of having the context that really brought everything together in an amazing way. So
Wonderful. So the two of you are ready. You
yeah,
recognized each other. You started building a relationship. One of the things I'm very curious is I'd love to hear how you proposed to her.
okay, yes. So I received a letter from her that arrived amazingly precisely 1 year of after we met each other. on that very day. She timed it beautifully. I opened it up, and it was a beautiful card, a good message, beautiful message from across the ocean, because she was in Germany and I was in Seattle. And it said, "I am ready to marry you." And so I got on WhatsApp and I said, "I have a question to ask you." And so we got on Zoom, and I looked at her and we looked at each other, and I just spoke from my heart. I said, "Adelheid, will you marry me?" And she said yes. And it's like I'd never done that before. This never happened. It was just beautiful. It was like ecstasy, and I had to spin around in my chair and let out some whoops and yells and yay! It's like yes,
Mhm.
yes. It was just a solid yes inside of me, and so it was grounded on one hand, but like a fairy tale on the other hand, and our wedding was the same way, grounded, authentic, and yet everything fell into place with this incredibly beautiful wedding that we had in Copenhagen. And so it's almost, yeah, this sense of like being supported by the universe, by the environment, that things sort of fall into place when they're ready, and when both of us are ready, and almost seems like destiny. So
Mhm. So I heard you say the word vibrant. I
yes,
really appreciate the advertising for the
okay.
vibrant couple. But somehow, beyond that, what makes it vibrant? What is different from the other relationships you've had? What's different from the other relationships she's had?
Well, the first thing she said, "You're the first man I've met that's really in touch with his feelings." So I said, "Oh, really?" But what makes it vibrant is the contact, particularly eye contact. She has these beautiful eyes and that are very wide and very contactful,
Mhm.
and when I look at her, I feel seen and she feels seen. And there's an aliveness. Yeah, the word vibrant. There's a quick resonance and contactfulness of really feeling seen and being seen, feeling each other. That she has the capacity to feel me, and I have the capacity to feel her. Not all the time. There's been some times in a relationship where there's been some shutdown, and
Mhm.
we've worked through that. Uh, the contact, this sense of that we are together, and there's something bigger than both of us. We're part of a field that's bigger than both of us. That we both care about the world. We care about other people. We love relating, and that we both have this view that relationship, not only to each other, but with others, with the world, with ourselves, with that everything is in relationship, and we see the world through that lens. That and so when we go places together, we're always relating to each other and other people, and the vibrance sort of spreads to other people, and I love that. It's just I've never really had that much vibrance, and it touches me. Yeah.
You and I have known each other a number of years and,
Yeah.
through men's groups.
Yeah.
And one thing I had never, pondered about you and similarities between you and I definitely have a masculine essence, but I have a feminine heart. So for
Mm.
me, a relationship is really important. How does it sound to you?
A masculine essence and a feminine heart. How does it sound for me that you have that, or how does
That
yeah?
and oh, how do you feel the same, or do you? Because for many men, their woman is really, really important, but somehow relationship is not a
Mm.
key concern or a key drive. They want to be with her, but they don't spend time thinking on how to be better relate to her.
Let me take a look. Look at my heart here. My heart, I feel there's a layer of masculine energy, of tenderness and giving of generosity, of giving, and it doesn't feel particularly feminine, but it's like I will do anything. I will give to you. Um, I have it to give. If, if I have it to give, I will give it to you, and I will do what it takes to make it happen. So there's a
That
sense of
sounds very
agency.
masculine.
There's a sense of agency to that. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
feel in my heart, but I will make it happen. I will do what it takes, and this is something that really landed in Adelheid. That she trusts that, and and now that we're married, it's like now we are making things happen together. We are learning how to dance to make things happen together. We have a new place we're moving into next week, and we're furnishing it and paying for it. We got a washer dryer, a couch, all a whole new kitchen, all that, and we're doing it together because she has such talent. She's really freaking smart and talented and sharp,
Mhm.
and so when we come together, we can really co-create. And we did that with the wedding too, to create this
Mhm.
marvelous scene where we were only going to just have a two people, but then it expanded where 14 people came, and people came from London, and my brother and his wife came from Boston, and it just kept growing. It sort of self-organized with our help, and that's sort of the energy
Mhm.
that feels like if we are present and we work together, that things sort of self-organize around us, and we just sort of allow it and shape it, um, and allow it to happen. And fears come up too, and this is
Mhm.
where when I am able to share my fear, like oh, I told her just a couple of days ago, oh, I I have a fear that you would leave me, and
Mhm.
but to be able to share that with her, and it's just like it relaxed, and the fear is just it's so much less. It's now that we're married, and it's like it's almost like it's dissolving. And she expressed her fears, and just by being present and listening to each other, and we relax into it, and really, I just relax and feel so touched with authenticity. That's better than sex. And but it also includes sex too.
So all people have sex?
You fucking kidding? Yeah.
It was a joke. My
Yeah,
view is sex never
I
dries up.
no, we we have sex, yes. And
Wonderful. Please
and
keep
it's
having sex. That's
and
great.
it's present, and it's slow, and it's conscious, and she has a background in tantric massage, and and tantra sex and all that. So she teaches me, and I get to be a student, and yet I also have to bring in to fact that I have to be spontaneous. I have to live my own spontaneous sexuality and masculinity. But again, it's learning to dance, feeling me, feeling her, and her feeling me, and her feeling me, feeling her. So yeah.
Wonderful. I had a strange experience when you lifted your left hand earlier. You were gesticulating. Please lift your left hand again.
Okay, so there.
No, 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 flipping the bird. But
We were
yeah,
talking about sex. Yes, this is the wedding ring that we
yeah.
both
And
made our.
so
Yeah.
it's really interesting. So when you lifted your hand, although you were just doing this, there was
Mm-hmm.
something that was shiny about that ring. So please share more.
Yes. So this was Adelheid's idea that she got from a friend, but we found a jeweler in the little town next to us that helps people design and create their own wedding rings. So we spent about 4 hours together one afternoon where we melted the gold, we melted the silver, we added the copper to the gold, we with the help, we poured it into the mold, and then it came out of the mold, and it was stretched out, and we helped stretching it out. He was guiding us and doing some of the work himself, and then we curled it around into a ring shape, and then soldered it together, and then we had put the gold and the silver together, the two parts, and soldered it, and filed it down, and it just so we put our own love and energy into it.
So somehow you wear on you the symbol of a union that the two of you are forging together.
Yeah, I was just going to use the word forged. That this is a
Uh-huh.
forging of two metals together that we both
Yeah.
share, that we forge together our relationship, our male and femaleness, and um, and really learn to dance.
So do you have any advice for anyone somehow still hopeful to
Oh,
meet their beloved?
that's interesting that you say that because here in Germany, Adi Adelheid tells me there are many women, in their 60s, mid 60s, that have yet to find men, and
Mhm.
that a lot of people are really envious of Adelheid that she found somebody. So my advice is to listen. I listen with my heart, to really pay attention, to trust what unfolds, and have faith that opportunities will open up, but really pay attention to those opportunities, but really from the heart, to let my heart be the guide, to really not be afraid to move towards and to take some risk, but also to take the time to do that. That to really get to know somebody takes time, and to really have the patience to go slow and to see the whole person, the willingness to see both sides of a person and not to idealize them. So the whole thing for me is, can I see, both sides of Adelheid and be with them, and to me that's what love is, to be able to see a person as they are, but it takes time for me to really see somebody as they are, because which means I have to work with my own blind spots, my own projections, my own stuff. So, but to me, having that patience to really like slow down, who is this person? Can I really look into their heart? And is there real compatibility there? Is this person really right? Does this person feel right? And to me, that takes time and patience and love and, yeah, tenderness. And I guess, and a willingness to be vulnerable, a willingness to really see on a soul level, to look into somebody's heart, look into feel somebody on a soul level and feel them deeply. Yeah.
A word that comes more and more from the work of friends who
Mhm.
work in intimacy is the word sacred intimacy.
There is it's a beautiful word, sacred intimacy,
Mhm.
where the divine in me can flow, and to allow to be open to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, but it's almost like allowing it to flow through my veins, and to flow into Adelheid and feel her, and create this flow together of the divine, and let it trust its wisdom, step out of the way, and because it's bigger than my ego, bigger than whatever, and to really let it surrender to it and let it do its thing, to really feel the power, the tremendous power of it. And when I heard Adelheid describe her spirituality and how important that was, and in a relationship, my heart just opened up to relate somebody on a primitive emotional level, on a everyday level, on a practical level, but and on a really deep spiritual level. And we do that. We take a lot of walks together in nature. So that's another part of it, is just being in nature together.
Well, I wish the two of you many, many, many years together. I know that I cannot wish you to have many children.
Mm.
A little bit past that age, but many years together. I have a
Yeah.
sense that the two of you have a beautiful story, and I'd love to stay in touch and hear what you're learning as this
Yeah.
vibrant, beautiful union is unfolding. If this video inspired you to co-create more presence to each other, either in your current relationship or in a future relationship you're hoping for, please hit the like button below and subscribe so you can be notified when I publish new juicy content. I look forward to seeing you very soon.